All right, we're live. Celtics live postgame presented by Guy Boston Sports. We're live, sadly, after that game. After a terrible, and I mean terrible, loss to the Raptors. That's 3 losses in a row. That road trip did not go that well. But what the hell was that game? What the hell was that ball game? Craziness. Like, Marcus Morris had 17 points. Can we even say that he had played a good game? Hell no. Not a single guy on the Celtics roster really played a good game. That's just honest. Not a single player on the Celtics played a good game. Not a single coach on the Celtics coached a good game. No one did shit. No one did shit. Credit to Toronto. That's a damn good team. It's a damn good team. But I mean, they'll beat us 10 times out of 10 if the Celtics score 95 points. If the Celtics score 95 points, that's going to happen every single game. It's absurd. That's not what we're looking for. I put it out on Twitter earlier, and I said, this is a make-or-break game. Do you guys agree with that? This was a make-or-break game. I can see this season, sadly, start to, start to dwindle down or just go absolutely terribly. We'll see. But if they had won that, it would have been all right. Like, hell yeah, we just lost to Milwaukee. We got killed by the Bulls. But all right, we beat Toronto. Let's go. Let's turn this around. Toronto's the real threat, right? Nope, wrong. I mean, Toronto is the real threat, but they just got killed. They got killed, demolished. That was that was one of their worst, if not their worst, loss this entire season. And you know what? It's tough because a game like that, you should be able to be like, yeah, that was their worst loss, right? Like, you should be able to say that was the worst loss. But no, they've had so many goddamn terrible losses this year that we're like, well, maybe that's the worst loss. Bullshit. Like, what are you guys doing? 18-0 run. Brad Stevens is sitting there going, Oh, 18-0. An expert calling, the editor-in-chief on GuyBostonSports.com. He's going to be calling, and he's going to be joining me. And that should be the first step in us maybe getting some of you guys to call in via Skype, getting you guys some getting your audio on here. So I'll be talking to KJ Doyle, GuyBostonSports.com, in the next few minutes. He'll be calling in. We'll get him set up shortly, and hopefully you guys will be able to hear him. Hopefully it'll all go all right. We've had some trouble trying to do that, but back to this game. Let's get to some of your comments. Sorry. A burner account says Brad showing emotion. Yeah, I did like it. Brad, I liked when Brad said that. Dave, looks like you're in here. He was the one that he showed me. He's like, look at this. And I saw, yeah, I chuckled out of that. But it's like, I mean, that emotion you show too late. Does that make sense? You know what I mean? Like, I like that Brad showed emotion and kind of did this sarcastic thing and went at the ref, but it was too late. It was too late. I don't want him to get mad at the refs. I want him to show a little emotion in the game, like with the players or do something. Show a set of sack, like show a pair of nuts on you, Brad. That's what I want from Brad. But I do like that he did go at the refs. And exactly, like I said, was this the worst loss of the season? You guys are just bringing up other games that could compete for worst loss. Like that says it right there. That tells you how terrible this season has been. Like, why should we even be talking about, what's the right loss? What's the worst loss? What's the no, that was a second worst loss. Like, give me a break. Terrible. This is a good question. Sean Murray 79 says, how much do you blame Terry for this team's failures? Not much. And I'm not trying to back Terry. I do love Terry. You guys know that. But I'm not trying to defend Terry here. But if someone's gonna tell me that the Celtics are sucking because Terry Rozier, their backup point guard, has had a bad season, I just think that's such a cop-out. That's such a bullshit excuse. Our backup point guard that plays, just over 20 minutes a game, he's the reason we're sucking. Come on. I don't like that. I'm not saying you're saying that, Sean, but I just think that's such a blatant, just like cop out. Like, oh yeah, that's why we suck. Terry Rozier sucks. Terry Rozier sucks, so the Celtics suck. That's an easy scapegoat. No, it's hard. It's hard to say, hey, Brad Stevens is the problem. It's hard to say Kyrie Irving could be a better leader. Those are the hard things to say. It's too easy to say Terry Rozier's the problem. it's too easy. It's Swangy Superfan in here says, win as a team and lose as a team. Yeah, I mean, and that is exactly what they did. That's what they did. I mean, it's like, I know you're saying that as a good thing, but they just lost as a team. Like, every single player stunk. Did Simmons says, how scared are you in the Sixers in the playoffs? I'll give you this. I still think that, and you know what? The Celtics have owned the Sixers so far, right? Everyone knows that. We know it. Even you as a Sixers fan, you should be able to admit that. So far, the Celtics have owned the Sixers. If the Celtics do that, if they play like they've played these last 2 games, I mean, what am I going to say? That they're going to beat the Sixers? They have to play a little bit better than what they played tonight to even compete with the Sixers. I don't know. I mean, I do like the matchup. I think we match up real well against the Sixers, but I can't say that we're going to... I can't say that we're going to beat the Sixers if we play like that. But if the Celtics play any remotely better, like, I think we can beat you guys. I do. I respect the team you guys got, but I think we can beat you guys. A Burners agreeing with me with the Terry takes. Yeah, and again, like, I love Terry. I love him. I think he's going to be great in this league. I'm not trying to defend him and say that he's had a good year, because he just hasn't had a good year. But to say that he's the big issue, like, everyone's saying it. It's too easy of a scapegoat. Like, yeah, Terry Rozier sucks, so the Celtics suck. Dude, he's a backup point guard. And he scored more points than your starting point guard tonight. It's crazy. All right, we're going to try and get KJ on the horn here. We'll see how this goes. But you know what? This is the first step in you guys possibly being able to jump in the streams with me. I don't know how it's going to work, if we're going to be able to get multiple. But all right. I think we got KJ on the line. KJ, do we have you?
We have me.
All right. Can you guys hear KJ on the stream? I think you should be able to. I think we fixed all of our problems. We can start just easy. KJ, this is the expert hotline. You got to give us your expert opinion on what the hell just happened. Where did the Celtics lose that game? Apart from that 18-0 run, what the hell went wrong?
Well, I don't know. You know, I've heard a lot of people kind of bring up Rozier going in there for
Kyrie. Let's talk that if you want.
You alluded to it on Twitter, kind of saying they need to bring Kyrie back in, but I know you didn't want to throw Rozier under the bus, but a lot of people have brought up just how poorly he's done as the backup point guard role, and the fact that Brad won't look elsewhere. He won't look towards, someone like Brad Wanamaker off the bench, and, that's one way to look at it, but I really think the bigger thing of this, it's really a bigger picture thing. It's not just about this game, it's about how this team's played as a whole. And look, they're just not performing at the level they should be. The question is why. And we're 5 months into the season, and no one knows the answer to that question. I mean,
but it's still early. It's still early, right?
Oh God, and but people keep asking it. People keep asking, what is the problem? Why aren't they performing? And people keep throwing out their reasons. Is it Brad Stevens? Is it Kyrie? Is it the young players? Is it Hayward? Is it Terry Rozier? Is it the looming Anthony Davis trade negotiations? Who or what is the problem? And how do we identify it? Because there's been this ongoing speculation all season of exactly who the problem is, but we've made zero progress. They've made zero progress towards an actual solution. Whatever the problem is, take your pick. Take your pick from any of those. They're not addressing it. Either because they can't, or they're unable to, or they've been trying to fix it. Whatever. They haven't been able to fix it, and that much is clear that they won't be able to fix it. I mean, they're just going to have to play through it, and in all likelihood, that will result in, honestly, a second-round playoff exit, or maybe even a first-round playoff exit, and then it's decision time.
So is that your official prediction? You're officially predicting Celtics first round? Or are you saying like that? If they don't fix these problems, they're gonna have first round or second round? Or do you think like that's the nail in the coffin? You think that that's happening? Because like I said on Twitter earlier, KJ, I said this was a make or break game. I think the Celtics will have ups and downs after this game, but I think that was a damning game on the Celtics tonight. Like that was the type of game that, they needed to say, screw all the outside noise, screw what's going on, screw our past 2 losses, let's go back and win. And you know what? Now I'm starting to think that the Celtics don't even sniff the Eastern Conference Finals. Where do you stand on that?
Yeah, I mean, how many games have we had this season where we say, okay, that was a wake-up call? How many games
oh, we'll bounce back, right? And they probably will tomorrow, but that's not a long-term thing.
And I know you guys were bringing up on this team. Everyone in the chat was bringing up all the games that could have been the worst loss of the season. But yeah, I mean, you just really, to me, I don't know. I'm gonna have to wait and see. I'm not gonna predict it now. We still have another month and a half of basketball to play.
Right.
And I'm it's going to really depend on how they finish out the season, because they could, if they keep looking how they're looking, and that doesn't mean they're going to lose every game, but of course if they are playing at a high enough level, then they stick at the 5 seed. That people have brought up how close they are to falling, even behind the Nets at this point, and it's really terrible. But yeah, honestly, I do think it's the first or second round exit as we stand here today. And then like I said, it's really, is that enough for Kyrie to stick around? Like, even if you get Anthony Davis at that point, if you lose in the first and second round, no matter who you have on the team, is Kyrie going to look at it and say, I'm not coming back to this,
Yeah.
And that's a huge kind of swing piece. I think we're talking about what the problem is. I think it's very clear you can't bring back this team next year. You can't. I mean, it's just not going to work. Besides the fact that, hey, Hayward could improve and all this other stuff, it's just it doesn't fit. And there's two clearly forces pushing against each other, and you have to pick one. You have to either pick Kyrie and Anthony Davis and go with that, or you pick the young guys. So you either let Kyrie walk and use your draft picks this summer and start over, building around Tatum and Brown, and hope that Tatum, Brown, and whoever you draft that Memphis pick all turn into superstars. And hey, guess that's I don't think that's as outlandish people are assuming. People are saying, oh, you give up Kyrie, you're that you're the Celtics with Isaiah Thomas, and that you're that team that like was scrappy. No, you're not. You still have blue chip talent. You still do on this team.
100%. And talent that's only going to get better. Like those guys, their floors, they're only going to get better at that point. I agree.
Right. The difference is that all these guys are younger. Right. You have a lot longer to wait, really, before you can really talk about competing with the champions. So you can do that, or you trade all those picks, you trade all those young players for Anthony Davis, and hope that's enough for Kyrie to sign. And honestly, to me, if you trade for Anthony Davis and you lose in the first and second round, I think Kyrie's signing a 1-year deal, 1 year with player option. Something you've seen a lot of people do, Kevin Durant, LeBron James in recent years, and all those guys. And I think, he wants an out in case Davis walks. And, you come back next season with a starting lineup of Kyrie, Smart, Hayward, Horford, and Davis, which looks pretty good. And you hope you can win a championship and gamble the future of your franchise. If they trade for Davis, it's on. It's the biggest gamble of a season in Celtics history. It's a season with pressure. You're just gambling everything that you built for the past. Since you got rid of Pierce and Garnett, 6-7 years now, that Kyrie and Davis stay. And let me ask you, Evan. I guess I'll ask you this: which one are you picking? If you can pick, are you gambling everything on 1 year that you win a championship and Kyrie and Davis stay? Or do you want to build it up again? Do you want to start over, basically?
So I think I've fully committed to, I'm all right with going with the young guys, admitting that you're not going to be as good of a team right away, that you probably kill a little bit of your championship chances. But I just am like, Kenny, KJ, I watched that game, and I'm just like, this just isn't fun to watch. It's not fun to watch. It would be fun if all we could go is go up from here. It's like we have all these reasons and all these excuses because when these team plays so bad, it's like, oh, well, it's Kyrie's fault. It's Brad's fault. Well, what if we just took out all the outside noise and said, hey, we got one path. We're going to follow this one path. And it's the young guys. Right now, it's like you said, you got to pick one, but no one wants to pick one. So it brings up all of these sort of, oh, well, Kyrie, I hate Kyrie because we want the young guys. And then other guys are saying, well, look at Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. They're sucking out there. Kyrie's the only reason. It's like there's too much noise. I think people have to take a side. And you ask me, I think I would just ride the young guys. I understand that you're probably setting yourself back, 2-3 years maybe, which sucks. But I'm just thinking that it might be more fun. We've seen how free some of these guys can play without Kyrie on the floor. And I don't think they're better without Kyrie. But if I had to choose, I think I'm ready just to ride Tatum.
Yeah, yep. And, I will say this, that I want to give a shout out to Drew, too, because he kind of pointed this out when I was bringing up Drew Athens over at the site, obviously. I was bringing up all these factors that it could be. Is it Brad Stevens? Is it Kyrie? Is it young players? All these things. Is it Hayward? All that stuff. And I think that he said it's a little bit of everything. And I think he's right. Not even a little bit. It is everything.
Right.
It's all this stuff.
That's what I mean. It's like there's too much noise. And you can say block out the noise all you want. NBA players are supposed to block out the noise. Bullshit. Noise can do a hell of a lot.
Yeah, there's too many problems. So Brad Stevens, he doesn't know how to coach this group of players. He just doesn't. He doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know how to manage the rotations. He doesn't know how to get everybody the minutes. He doesn't know how to put everybody in a role to succeed, because some players within their roles can't. They're, some players are scorers. They're trying to turn into something else. Some players aren't scorers. They're trying to turn into. So it's just not working, right? Is it Kyrie? Yes, it is Kyrie. These comments that Kyrie are making is clearly, ticking some people off. Is it the young players? Yes, they're ticked off. They don't like their roles. Is it Hayward? Yes, he isn't coming back from the injury fast enough. He needs longer to rehab than the Celtics can afford. All of this stuff is turning the season into a nightmare because it's not just one problem. It's all of these, and the Celtics can't, there are just too many problems. There are too many, and it's turning the season into turmoil. And so the answer is, in the offseason, you get rid of half of them, and you have less problems to address.
You got to pick a lane.
Yeah, exactly. Pick a lane, and that's kind of the situation they're in right now. They can't come back next season with the same team. So this is a broader scope. This game, was a disgrace. I think Toronto, if you want to just talk about them, wow. They're a fantastic team. I really liked the Bucks too. I know it was a closer game with them, so you can maybe brag on them. Toronto blew us out, and the Bucks, we played close. So you might say, oh well, transit property doesn't really work in the NBA.
Mm-hmm.
I was really by the Bucks ball movement in that game. They didn't shoot the ball well in that game, really, and that's something they'll probably have more success in, or at least equal success in the playoffs, because we know it gets a little more physical. But either way, I think that the Bucks and Raptors, you're probably seeing a conference final between them, and I was really impressed, like I said, with the Bucks passing that game, their system, everything, and I think that a series between those two teams will be really good. But that's just an aside on a broader NBA scope. Obviously, we're focusing on Celtics here and just the disappointment that game brought.
Right. Yeah. All right, Ken. I'm gonna let you go. I think I'm gonna get into a little bit of that Bucks talk because I saw someone in the chat earlier talking about the Bucks and the Raptors and the Sixers. Like, who are we fearing? So I'm gonna get to that. Feel free to jump back into the chat and start talking with some of these guys in here. You got some Raven reviews. Let's see. A burner account was saying you had some good takes, and now we got a few things. So why don't you let's get you hopping back in the chat and let's finish the stream because I'm not staying up. You guys listening, I'm not staying up too late after a loss like that. These losses are killing me. So, KJ, we'll talk to you later, all right? The inaugural call-in on the expert hotline here.
Can I just say before I go that
yes.
I think, these losses piling up like this, I think in the next couple of days, people are going to start talking. The sources are going to start talking. I think we're going to get a barrage of quotes.
Oh, I would agree 100%. There's something's coming now. There's going to be, if you thought what Marcus Morris said the other time about how it's not fun, there's going to be some leaks about some crazy shit happening. It is. It's going to be a shitstorm. This team is, I'm not saying they're going to, but this team's ready to spiral out of control. They really are. Off the court, on the court.
It's going to be a barrage of quotes. It's a shit storm, you're right. And guess what? It's a shit blizzard. That's what's happening.
Yeah. Oh, boy. All right. Get the snow blowers ready. All right, KJ. We'll talk to you later. Make sure you check out KJ's stuff on GuyBostonSports.com.
And SmartPod.
And the Wicked SmartPod. Yep. All right. Thanks, KJ, for tuning in there. That is the inaugural call-in, the expert hotline. Hopefully, we'll get some of you guys on there, too, at some point. But let's get to some of the chats that we had while we were in there. HJ01850 says Gordon Hayward, you can't blame him. Yeah, I don't think so either. You can't really blame anybody in this game. If anything, you can blame Brad, right? But I don't know, like, what do you want to say? We got Kyrie Irving, our superstar, stunk. Like, he didn't play well. A guy that can score whenever, he said it earlier, I can score whenever I want. It's about me getting the other guys involved. Hey, then guess what? When you're sucking, why don't you go score whenever you want? Let's do that. I see Dueling in the chat saying Kyrie needs to go. He wouldn't count Brad out just yet. He blames Kyrie, and again, it's all of these things. KJ put it well, right? He said it's all these things. Like, everyone's like, hey, it's Brad. It doesn't have to be one, right? It doesn't have to be one. It is every single one of these things, and it just sucks. It sucks. So KJ and I talked about how, you got to pick a side. Are you guys sticking with the star power of Kyrie, AD? Or are you looking to go in the route of, I don't know, say Tatum, Brown, and build around those guys? Let us know in the comments here. KJ jumped in the chat saying that guy was wicked smart. And make sure you are following him at KJ Doyle GBS and the Wicked Smart Pod on Twitter. But like I told him, I think I'm ready just to say screw it. I want to go for the young guys. I want to stick with the young guys. I do. It's like we've seen what happens when Kyrie leads, and I just don't like it right now. Kyrie's he's so good. He is so good in terms of his ability to play basketball. He's so good, but he's just not not the leader we thought, and he might be. But I don't. If we're gonna wait 3 years for Kyrie to be a freaking leader, then I'm ready to just roll with Tatum. Like, I'm not waiting around for Kyrie to be a leader. That actually might be the best I've put it so far. I'm not waiting around for Kyrie to be a better leader. That if we're gonna play the waiting game, it's gonna be with Tatum and Brown and the young guys and the draft picks we have coming up. If we're waiting, that's what it's for. Not for Kyrie Irving to get his shit together and become a leader. Give me a break. And look at that. Everyone is rolling out, build around the young guys, build around the young guys, build around the young guys. I mean, that's what's happening. Adam Walpert says Kyrie's the hell of a player, but not the leader this team needs. And yeah, and you know what? And he might be. Kyrie Irving might be. But again, I'm not waiting around for it. If you tell me, all right, you got to wait 2 years and Kyrie will be your leader, why? Why don't I just wait 2 years for Tatum to be an all-star player? That's gonna happen. If you believe in Tatum, then why would you not take that side of things? I believe in Tatum, so I'm gonna take that side of things. I believe in Tatum, so I'm going to trust Tatum, and I'm going to trust that he's going to become that player. It's a gamble. KJ said it too. It's a gamble either way. You want to gamble on the young guys? It could blow up your team. You want to gamble on a 1 year of Kyrie and AD before they decide where they really want to go? Then damn, it's a gamble. But that's what building teams about, and you know what? I'm ready to take it. I'm ready to take it. And I'm sorry, I don't remember who it was, but I saw someone, I think it might have been Adam, saying that he misses Isaiah Thomas. Oh yeah, because even an injured Isaiah Thomas right now, he would have led this team. You know it. James Dell 3 says Smart is more of a leader than Kyrie. Yeah, I would 100% agree with that. Marcus Smart's the only Celtic on this team, and to be a good Celtics team, you have to have those Celtics. I know I'm using that as a noun or an adjective or whatever the hell that is. You have to have a Celtic. I can take these things off now. They're making me hot as hell. You have to have a Celtic on your team. That's just a fact. But Marcus Smart is like a tertiary Celtic. You don't want him to be the Celtic. You need your leader, which I believe Tatum can be. You need your leader to be the Celtic. But we don't have that right now, and it kills us. It's killing us. We saw a game like that. It was terrible. Let's see what we got. Esteban DeHost says Tatum, Brown, Rozier, Hayward, Morris, Horford, Smart. Like, that is a legitimate team. People are afraid of that. If Kyrie decides to walk his ass out of Boston, I'll be mad because he is a damn good player. I will. I'll be honest. And we ended up giving Isaiah and those guys for nothing. Whatever. But we'll be all right. Like, this team's gonna be good. And like I said, I'm ready for the young guys. It's Swangy says, when the hell is Baines back? We need him so badly. People don't put enough stock into how important he is. Damn. You think Pascal Siakam would get to the hoop like that with Baines in there? Baines might not be the most skilled player, but he can bang with the best of them. He can. Smart is the heart and soul of the team. Totally agreed. Let's see. The real Kelly NG says, you think Danny could pull off a trade for AD without Tatum? All right. You guys are gonna hate me for this because it's so improbable. But I have a little theory. I have a running conspiracy theory going on. I think Danny Ainge is playing all fun and games with Kyrie Irving. Wait for it. He's gonna get up to that marriage day, that wedding, sign Kyrie to a 4-year deal, 4-year, 5-year, whatever the hell it is, and trade his ass to New Orleans for Anthony Davis. Now, maybe the Pelicans wouldn't do it. Maybe no other big name would ever sign here, but I think it's going to happen. I think for some reason, I just have this feeling. I tried to float that out to a few people that are either close to the league or in sports media and just have a better idea than I do, and kind of got shut down. No one really agreed with it, except one guy. He said I could see him actually doing it, and he is just cutthroat. Like, what if your excuse for Danny Ainge not doing that is, well, why would he do that? People are going to think he's too cutthroat. People think Danny Ainge is the most like disloyal GM right now. They know he would do something like that. So I don't know. And why wouldn't the Pelicans do that? Anthony Davis doesn't want to be there. Kyrie Irving could be locked in. I don't know. It's crazy because then you have a malcontent Kyrie in the Pelicans, and they know that. But hey, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. I'm running with it. I don't know if it's right. It probably isn't right, but that's my thing. So to answer your question, do I think that they can get AD without giving up Tatum? Excuse me. Yeah. I do think that they're going to do it because I think they're going to trade Kyrie. Jay Caesar saying that would be a wild play. You don't see it. I know. It would be crazy. Let's see. Faith saying that theory almost isn't crazy. It is like possible. Like the money would match up, and especially you get Kyrie to sign I don't know. Who knows? But then does Anthony Davis sign it? A lot of things can spiral out of that, but I don't know. Giofio debunks it if that's the case. Yes, Kyrie can ask for a no trade clause in his contract, but would Kyrie ask for a no trade clause? Think about all the bullshit Kyrie's been involved in right now. Do you think Kyrie, not from the Celtics standpoint, do you think Kyrie would want a no trade clause in his contract? Think about that, because I don't see Kyrie Irving wanting a no trade clause. I think Kyrie wants the freedom. Look at this. We got a few of you super fans in here right now. Guys, if you do want to become a super fan, you see these fire little emojis next to a few y'all named there. It's all you got to do is get the Periscope app, and then you got to be in here. You got to be throwing the hearts on the screen and everything like that. And then I'll see every one of your comments, bigger and everything like that. Let's see what we got. Jay Caesar says this team just doesn't like each other. It's more clear. Let's just be honest. Yeah, I don't think they do. I don't think that they do like each other. I'm not saying that they don't. I'm not saying they have beef. I'm not saying they hate each other, right? Like, this team might like each other, but they don't want to, like, hey, man, like Marcus, sorry, he's not a good example. Marcus Morris isn't looking at Terry Rozier being like, all right, man, I'm going to get you better. No, they're all out for their own shit. They're not necessarily hating on each other, but they're out for their own shit. I think so, yeah. Let's see. Michael Wad says the Celtics should have gone for Kristaps. Yeah, I think that would have been awesome. I think that would have been awesome. You also say that Kyrie's a terrible leader. He just needs to shut up. Yeah, we've talked about that too. Like, I'm on your side with that. Kyrie Irving isn't a leader, and if he's gonna take a few years to get ready to lead, then hell no. I'm not waiting for Kyrie. If that's the case, then he can leave, and I want Tatum as my leader. I know it's a young leader, and you're taking a huge gamble, but Tatum wouldn't be your leader. You'd have Marcus Smart as your leader, and Tatum would grow into the next Paul Pierce. I mean, call me crazy, but that's what I want. It sounds like a lot of you guys want that too. Thank you guys for showing love with the hearts there. That's how you become the super fan. But you do have to make sure you have the Periscope app and that you're following me. Because a few of you guys were asking, like, I'm in here all the time. I'm hearting. I'm commenting. Why aren't I a super fan? You gotta get the Periscope app and follow me. And then I don't think you have to even watch via Periscope. You can still go through Twitter and everything. But whatever. Jay Caesar, we can talk Terry. We talked Terry a little bit earlier. I know I love Terry, which I do. I don't know if overrated is the right term, because he's kind of like, people are shitting on him right now. Like, who thinks Terry Rozier is good right now other than me? I will say that I think it's too easy of an excuse, and I'm not saying you're saying this. I think it's way too easy of an excuse to say that Terry Rozier is the problem with this team. Like, I think that they got some bigger issues if Terry Rozier is the problem. I think it has to, you know what I mean? It goes higher up than that. It goes higher up, maybe to the coach, maybe to their star player. I don't know. Maybe to all of that, but you can't just, not you. I'm not saying you're a super fan. I'd never shit on you. But I just can't get down with Terry Rozier's the issue. And I see a lot of people like the Celtics guy on BSJ. He's like, oh, Terry Rozier's killing the Celtics. What? Give me a break. Terry Rozier wouldn't have had to been in there so long if Kyrie Irving was doing shit out there. Like, we gotta realize that it's a mix of everything. It's just whatever. Let's see. Kelly NG says his crazy theory is Danny trades Rozier in a deal for AD. Danny calls Isaiah to come off the bench. I'd love to see Isaiah back on this team. We'll see if it happens. But I would take Isaiah off the bench. I would take Isaiah back in any way. Jay Caesar, yeah, I agree. Brad Stevens, I think if you're playing the blame game right now, it has to just be Brad Stevens. Like, if you want to give someone the most blame, it's Brad Stevens. Only because he's the only person you can really blame, right? Like, who else are you going to blame that much? Kyrie Irving, well, yeah, but you're going to blame one. Like, I don't know. The games the Celtics loses, Kyrie Irving sometimes isn't on the floor. And yeah, that's not on him, but Brad Stevens, put him in the game. It was like, all right, 10-0 run, 12-0 run, 13-0 run, 15-0 run, 16-0 run, 18-0. Oh shit, 18-0 run. Hey Kyrie, let's get you back in the game. Like, Brad, what are you doing? So it's just crazy. But yeah, Jay Caesar saying Doc Rivers would have had this team playing their ass off 1,000%. 1,000%. All right, guys, we're going to close up shop pretty soon. Hopefully you liked KJ calling in. Hopefully we get some of you guys calling in pretty soon. We're still working on that. He was a little test dummy there. Can't call him a dummy, though, because he was a expert hotline there calling in. I think that'll be good. Some of you guys, rather than just being in the talk here, some of you guys can jump on for 5 minutes or so via Skype or whatever. We're going to get to that. But make sure you are smashing those hearts. It helps everyone get in here. We had a great stream tonight. A lot of comments. If I didn't get to you, You can DM me if you had a direct question. I'm trying to get to everyone. It was tough. It was tough, obviously, with having the call in there to stay up with the comments and talk to KJ. So it's tough. Doing my best here. As this stream grows, it's getting harder and harder, especially as I'm trying to stay positive about this damn Celtics team. But yeah, let's see it. Let's see if we can have another super fan by next episode. Jay Caesar was getting lonely for a while, and then came Swangy, and then Killcoin. And HJ, I think we got 4 super fans right now, and I have the rankings, you guys. Just letting you know, you guys all have like a super fan score or something I can check. I'm new to the super fan game too. Ever since getting the verified badge on Periscope. But yeah, I can check all that. I can see which one of you guys is where. If you want me to release the rankings, I will. But I don't know. Let's get a few more on there. Let's get a few more of you guys in there. But thank you guys for tuning in. Sean Murray 79. What makes you a super fan? Yeah, I guess you just have to be in here a lot, talk a lot, heart, comment. And I think what puts it over the edge, what allows you to be the super fan, is you download the Periscope app and follow me. Most of you guys come in via Twitter because it's linked to Periscope. But I think if you download the app and then follow me on Periscope, you can still do all the exact same stuff. You can come in through Twitter, but it pings your Periscope account and lets you know that you're a Periscope user, and then you can become a super fan. But all right, guys, thank you for tuning in. That was a shitty game, but a pretty good stream. Hopefully this team starts to turn it around. We'll see what we got. You know, it's I don't know, it's a shit Celtic season so far, just in terms of up and down, but hopefully we can turn it around.